So in my criminal video, I promised to do another verse from Marshall Mathers LP in case of 500 likes, and as you can see it has way more now. So I held a vote on my Twitter to get to know which verse was the most desired, and it was the first from The Way I Am, so I started working on it. But in the process of deconstructing the verse, I came to the conclusion there's no way I could fit this verse in a rhyme scheme video. Firstly, because I don't want to give rappers credit for rhymes they don't intend to make, and secondly, because there are just moments that cannot be explained with colors and lines. If I did this verse regardless, many of you would bash me in the comments saying something like, "This doesn't rhyme," or "You missed this rhyme," or "You're an idiot." And since I'm doing a different format this time, I'd like to talk about one little thing that made the song sound so tense and straight up interesting. Do you wonder what that thing is? Well, I got the answer. But before I tell you, I want to point out that Eminem was in charge of the whole process of creating this song, including the beat. Here is a passage from his own book Angry Blonde. The Way I Am was one of the few tracks that I did completely by myself. I had the beat in my head before I went into the studio to lay it down. I had the rhyme and piano loop all worked out. I had Jeff play the loop, and I finished the rhyme listening to my headphone set on the way to LA. That's why the flow was like that, because all I had was the piano loop in my headphones. I thought about the rhyme first. Starting with lyrics without music is actually unlikely for a rapper, let alone a musician. However, Eminem did just that. When writing lyrics, he only followed the piano pattern, which is 2 short notes followed by 1 long note. Or, if we are being technical, 2 quarter notes followed by 1 half note. Eminem mirrors it with his 2 short and 1 long syllable pattern, which, if it were a piece of poetry, would be called anapest, a metrical foot. And there are 4 anapest constructions in almost every line, so that way we have tetrametric anapest on our hands. But you may notice that the long emphasized notes and syllables don't land on the downbeat, and this is where syncopation kicks in. Syncopation is the placement of rhythmic stresses or accents where they wouldn't normally occur. A simple example of syncopation use would be the chorus of Lupe Fiasco's classic song Kick Push.
So we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast, and away roll, just a rebel to the world with no place to go.
Here, Lupe says the word coast half a beat before when you would expect it, which makes the hook slightly more rhythmically interesting. You can do this with a note or a word, or you can do the same thing with a whole melody or vocal track, which is what Eminem does exactly, moving his verses by half a beat backwards. Syncopation is also present in the drum beat. The kick drum is misplaced half a beat behind where you would normally expect it, just like the verses, so that half or long syllables actually land on the kick. The only instruments with normal rhythm are the bell and the bass guitar, and they actually open the song, serving as an important starting point. Just listen to the live version that awkwardly starts with the piano riff.
Everybody side to side, just like this, side to side. Look, 'cause I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am?
Basically, the appeal of syncopation is that it makes the song more interesting. But like they say, you don't appreciate it until it's gone. So I reconstructed the beat, but with all the instruments playing in the regular rhythm, with no syncopation whatsoever, and of course with Eminem's verse shifted forward by half a beat, so that every stressed syllable lands on the downbeat.
On this earth, and since birth I've been cursed with this curse to just curse and just blurt this berserk and bizarre shit that works and it sells and it helps in itself to relieve all this tension, dispensing these sentences, getting the stress that's been eating me recently off of this chest.
I think it speaks better than words. While most rappers try to stay on the beat, Eminem goes against his own sense of rhythm, which is an extremely difficult thing to do. Musicians may say that he's rapping off beat, but this term might lead to confusion as if he misses the beat. No, he's still in sync with it, if you excuse the pun. If you think it's nothing special, I highly suggest you watching the Vox video about the same type of syncopation in Radiohead's videotape, and how Thom Yorke, a very experienced musician, struggled to play 4 quarter notes. Also, in case you thought Eminem shifted his vocals in post, think again after this.
My tank is on empty, no patience is in me, and if you offend me, I'm lifting you 10 feet.
The Way I Am showcases Eminem's rhythmicality, which is one reason why many people consider him to be the greatest technical rapper of all time. Another reason is his rhyming ability. Now we all know Eminem likes to rhyme a lot, but this cut is different. Due to this tetrametric anapest construction, Eminem doesn't have enough space for long multi-syllabic rhymes. Therefore, he mostly spits 1 or 2 syllable rhymes, and you can hear them for yourselves. So instead, I'd like to focus on the rhymes that didn't let me do the usual rhyme scheme video. Number 1, Needed to Be and Meanest MC. I kinda think it's more an accidental quadruple rhyme, but whatever. Number 2, Berserk and Bizarre. This is a case of a peri-rhyme, which means different vowels, same consonant pattern. A classic example of this type of rhyme is your RZA, your razor. Number 3, This tension, dispensing, these sentences getting, distress, and this chest. Number 4, Eaten me, recently, peacefully, decency, freaks see me, eaten, feed me, speak to me. Number 5, NSYNC, friends think, friendly, candy, tempt me, empty, 10 feet. Number 6, Tank is patience. You understand what the problem is, right? The vowels are not identical, but they are similar, and the rhyme is 100% intentional. I think this counts as a rhyme, but plenty of people may beg to differ. People, we will define the rhyme, and different people have different criteria for rhymes. That's why choosing verses and making rhyme schemes is such a hard thing for me. But if you use slant rhymes and speak your mind clearly, I'm gonna prefer you to rap who only says things because they rhyme well. Number 7 is in and in if. Number 8, enemy and fin me. Yes, I can only hear Eminem saying offend me, not offend me, which would have in and of itself rhymed with 10 feet. But like many people say the word get as git, this expression is rather common, and case in point, Kendrick Lamar's DNA.
Shit I been through probably offend you, this is Parler's oldest son.
Nevertheless, all the rhyming is still A1 in this song, as well as most other Eminem songs. But here I would like to calm down your probable obsession over rhymes. Multi-syllable lyrical miracle spiritual rhyming is not necessary to make a great rap song. Look at Snoop Dogg for example. He isn't a technically impressive rapper, but he's so charismatic that people don't even pay attention to things like frequently using D-O-double-G as a filler word. Is Snoop Dogg inherently better than Eminem? No, they are incompatible because they focus on different aspects of rap. And you can prefer any style you want, but I want you to appreciate both art and skill of rap. So this was my first video not in the rhyme scheme format. For sort of setting the blueprint for it, I'd like to shout out Lyricology 101 channel, where you can find breakdowns of frequently requested verses from songs like Rigor Mortis, No Favors, Renegade, Hard Knock, and more. I'm trying to diversify my channel, so let me know your opinions, recommendations, ideas in the comment section. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. One love, and I'm out.